Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to let the number wheel decide how many hours I'll be reading for a week. I started reading from Wednesday and I ended it up on Sunday. So yeah, I have seen so many of my favorite book YouTubers do this video and it seemed like so much fun. So I decided to give this a try, so keep on watching.
Okay, as you guys can see, we have our random number wheel here, and we're going to let this wheel spin, and it's going to decide how many hours I should read today. As you guys can see, the lowest number is 1 and the highest number is 12. But now let's spin and let's see how many hours I should read today. I'm telling you, my luck is just going to be great. It's going to be 12 hours today for sure. Okay, let's spin. We got 5 hours. Today we're going to be reading for 5 hours. But the thing is, every time I'm going to read, I am going to let the timer run. And once I stop reading and I'm doing other work, I'm going to stop the timer. And then I'm going to come back, resume the timer, and just basically read for a whole 5 hours. So 5 hours is not bad. I think I can definitely read for 5 hours straight. Not straight, just in betweens, if you get what I mean. I'm going to be reading the first book of the Lancaster Prep series. I started reading this like 3 days ago, and I think I could definitely finish it. I'm like 60-something% into it. If I read for 5 hours straight, for sure, I can most definitely get this book done. And I'm gonna give like my thoughts and my full opinions and what I thought about this book maybe when I finished this book, because I am so conflicted. For the past 3 days I've been conflicted on what I'm reading, like what the heck is going on. You guys can see my reflection, but we have set the timer for 5 hours. So now I'm going to start reading, and as you guys can remember, I told you I'm going to stop the timer every time I'm not reading, so it will be like I'm reading for 5 hours straight, sort of. So let's start the timer. Lying in my bed to read because it's the easiest, but also it's the hardest because I know I'm gonna fall asleep as I'm reading this, but oh well.
Sorry I didn't respond for a week. I was in class and then I fell asleep. Woke up late for work and left my phone at home. I didn't mean to leave you hanging there all alone. Sorry I left you on red for the day. I couldn't think of anything worthwhile to say. I don't know just yet who you take me to be, and I don't want to spoil your impression of me. Oh, this is just what I do.
What do you mean by 16 months later?
Pushing you away.
We're 3 hours and 49 minutes and 41 seconds, and I am almost done with this book. I have like 78%, and I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what updates can I give you guys because I'm so much far into the book that I do not know how to tell you without giving spoilers. But I'm really conflicted about this book because sometimes this book is like too much to the point, because in this book the main male character uses languages that I do not approve of, and he treats women as object that I literally do not approve of. But I'm kind of like enjoying the other parts of it. Besides of that, there's nothing else to enjoy because it's all spice, but there is like few factors that I've been enjoying here and there. And when I first read this book like 3 days ago, starting the first chapter and reading so much of the vulgar languages and scenes and stuff like that, I was like, why am I reading this book? I might as well DNF it. But I was like, no, I need to give this book a chance before I DNF it, because I don't like DNFing books unless I absolutely hate it. So I'm trying to give this book like its chance to show me its potential, because so many people like this book. It's like everywhere. It's been famous. This Lancaster Prep series has been popular and well known around BookTube, BookGram, and BookTok. So I want to see what all the hype is, and I will see if I want to continue the series later. I have like maybe 6-7 chapters left maybe, and then I will give you guys like a full-on synopsis of the book without spoiling it, my thoughts and opinions. And yeah, we have like 3 hours left. So maybe I might start a new book.
Woke up late for work and left my phone at home. I didn't mean to leave you.
I've started reading without starting the timer, y'all.
Sorry I left you on red for the day. I couldn't think of anything worthwhile to say. I don't know just yet who you take me to be, and I don't want to spoil your impression of me. Oh, this is just what I do.
It is raining right now. And it's been so long since I updated you because, listen, the last time I updated you, I fell asleep. But right now on the timer, we have about 2 hours and 24 minutes and 50 seconds left. And I finished the book. What was the book that I read? Yeah, Things I Meant to Say But Never Did. And I'm going to discuss my thoughts and opinions on it because I have a ton. I started this book 3 days ago, and reading the prologue, reading so many first few chapters, I was conflicted because of the choices of words used by the main character, like I have said, and our main female character also acting really stupid and keep going back to this male character. It's a romance book, a toxic romance book. I did not enjoy some parts of it, and then later I started to realize that the male character, he has trauma. Well, not really trauma, but he just has some family issues, you know, and so he turned out to be the way he is right now because of his family issues and stuff like that. And as the chapter kept progressing, I started to realize that he's young, so he did stupid, reckless shit, and he speaks stuff like that. But he slowly starts liking and falling in love with, what's her name? Summer. With Summer. And from there on, I started liking the book. That's it. So I'm kind of conflicted if I want to give this book like a 3 or 4 stars. I'm somewhere between the 3 and 4. I would tell you guys to read it, but do check out the synopsis and do check out the warnings and stuff like this because this book is not for everybody. But anyways, we have like about 2 hours, so I'm gonna start a new book. I think I'm going to read Alphas Like Us from the Like Us series. It is like the, I guess, sort of, the Like Us series is like a connected series, sort of like a connected series of the Addicted/Calorie Sister series. It is the series of the children of the Addicted/Calorie Sister series. So all the children of the Addicted/Calorie Sister series, their series is the Like Us series, and Alphas Like Us is the 3rd series. Right now I'm going to be reading Pharaoh and Maximoff. I'm sorry, my word's a little bit off. But anyways, I'm going to start reading that, and I think I can maybe halfway get to the book within 2 hours. I'm not really sure. You can say hi if you want. Nope. Oh.
Though I wanna be close to you. Sorry I never opened what you said. I was too busy wrapped up in my head. Don't wanna seem eager, I gotta be cool. The last thing I want is to look like a fool.
We did it.
Sorry, I never quite seem like myself. It's just a low confidence card.
I can't really speak because everyone's asleep. It's 11:36 and I've read for 5 hours today. More updates tomorrow. I'm going to sleep. Happy Thursday. Today it is Thursday, and I don't know what updates to give you guys about yesterday because I read the 3rd book of a series, so I can't explain to you without spoiling anything, but I will say I got up to 33% into the book and I stopped because the timer went out. I can't give you any updates on that. I'm really sorry because we're in like a middle of a series and I'm pretty much gonna spoil it if I speak a word, so I apologize for that. But today is Thursday. Right now it's 12:55, almost 1 p.m. And now we're going to spin the wheel. I haven't gotten the chance to spin the wheel today morning because I was busy. I was driving. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. So, and since yesterday we already did 5 hours, we're going to exclude 5 because we don't want to be doing 5 again. We want to be doing a different number. So we're going to be shuffling this, and let's spin. honestly, I do not mind how many hours I get today, but the point of this challenge is to complete the challenge. Okay, so now we got our answer. Oh, we got 4 hours. Thank you so much, random number wheel. I didn't want to do numbers higher than 6 hours because the point of this challenge is to complete the challenge, but I can do it with 4 hours. I'm also planning to film other videos. I'm going to be filming a tier ranking video soon, so I think 4 hours is like the perfect time for me to read. It is 7 p.m. now that I'm recording. The last time I saw you guys was around maybe 1 o'clock, and now it is 7 o'clock. You know why? Because I got my monthly visitors, so stuff was not fine, so I fell asleep. So now I'm awake, I'm fine, I'm doing well. We're going to start the timer and going to read for 4 hours. Today, I think it might take me all the way till 12 a.m. to finish this video, to finish today's thing. But luckily, we just have 4 hours, so let's start the timer and we're going to start reading. I'm going to start the timer now. Start. Now I'm going to read.
For someone else's sake. Sorry I didn't respond for a week. It goes without saying I wasn't asleep. I'm just afraid that the more that I know, the higher the chance that I'll end up alone. Sorry I left you on red for the day. My mind likes to tell me it's better that way. I'll brush it off like it wasn't that deep and tell you I'm sorry. I fell asleep.
It is the next day. I did not finish my reading yesterday. I had like 1 hour left yesterday and then I read them today morning. So I did technically finish the challenge. I just finished them in another day. But anyways, it is today Friday. It is 9 a.m. Yes, it is 9 a.m. and I'm going to spin the wheel. And today I don't have a lot of things to do because I'm exhausted. My stomach hurts. So I'm going to be in bed all day. So it's fine how many hours I get today, to be honest with you. Okay, so we're going to exclude the number 4 because we did 4 hours again. Oh wait, hold on. It did not exclude 4. Hold on. Has it? Yes, it has excluded number 4. Now let's shuffle it and let's spin. I just increased the volume. 6 hours. 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we have 6 hours today. No problem. I can most definitely do that.
Sorry I didn't respond for a week. I was in class and then I fell asleep. Woke up late for work and left my phone at home. I didn't mean to leave you.
I'm so sorry. I look really homeless, but now we're going to spin the wheel and we already excluded 5, 4, and 6. Now let's shuffle and see how many hours we get. $11 hours. No problem. I haven't given you guys any updates because yesterday I finished my challenge, my timer, at 12:40, so there was no environment for me to update. But yesterday I started Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I read maybe 3 chapters and I couldn't get into it because there was a lot of politics. But I started The Predator by Runex, the Dark Verse, part of the Dark Verse series. And going into it, if I knew that was in the third point of youth, I wouldn't have picked the book and started reading. It was very hard because The Bride kind of kept me into a little slump where I was not interested to read. So yeah, The Bride did that and I started reading The Predator and it started to put me more into a slump because I was not getting into the story. It was in third person point of view and I couldn't understand it. It was really, really hard for me to understand. I don't know why. like I have read other third point books that are in third point of view. I had hard time trying to understand them, but this book, however, it's too much for me. But I am 70-80% into The Predator, and I'm not gonna DNF this book. There were so many times that I wanted to DNF the book, but I'm not gonna be DNFing the book. I'm going to finish this book.
Sorry I left you on red for the day.
Y'all, I keep reading without starting the timer.
I couldn't think of anything worthwhile.
I just finished The Predator, the first book of the Darkverse. That last chapter, it left in a cliffhanger. And I'm debating if I want to read the next book immediately or if I want to start a next book. The way it left in a cliffhanger, but the last chapter was worth it all. Worth the whole book. And I'm debating if I really want to read the next book or if I want to start a new book. Predator is 4 stars. I rated this book a 4 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed it, though I will admit at the beginning it was really hard for me. And there were so many times that I wanted to DNF the book because it was in third person. But it's okay. I really enjoyed it nonetheless. So 4 stars.
To say, I don't know just yet who you take me to be, and I don't want to spoil your impression of me. Oh.
After I finished reading The Predator, I started reading Twisted Game by Eva Ashwood. It is the part of the filthy, wicked psychos, and look at that dedication.
Sorry, I never opened what you said. I was too busy wrapped up in my head. Don't wanna seem eager.
It is the next day, if you guys haven't noticed, and in today's challenge I got 2 hours of reading, but unfortunately yesterday from my 11 hours of reading I couldn't complete my reading because I had like 2 hours left and it was 2 a.m. and I was getting so sleepy, so I decided to add yesterday 2 hours to today, so it will be today 4 hours of reading. So yeah, right now it is about 2 p.m. and I'm going to start my 4 hours reading right now because first of all I had stuff to do. I got up, I went to Bhaktapur, I went to Salagari, I drove. Here's a little clip of me driving. I'm soon to be eligible to drive, but that's besides the point of today's video. But yeah, I'm going to start reading and I have about 60-80% left into Twisted Game, and if I finish this book within 4 hours, inside 4 hours, which I know I will start a new book, which is great.
The last thing I want is to look like a fool. Sorry, I never quite seem like
I finished the book and I absolutely enjoyed it. That's saying a lot. Anyways, I enjoyed this book. I am giving this book 4.75. I thoroughly enjoyed this book, though there are some parts of the book that I was thoroughly disturbed, but I also enjoyed the book thoroughly. Like, I haven't read anything like this, and I have 2 hours on the clock right now, and I'm going to start the second book of this series because it again left on a cliffhanger and I need to know. So I'm going to start reading.
just the low confidence cards I've been dealt. I'm willing to sway to any point of view that'll make me a bit more appealing to you. Oh, I hate feeling so fake. Always hiding my feelings for someone else's sake.
I've been waiting for the past hour to get like an environment to film, but I can't. I've been waiting long enough. So if you hear any dang dang, like banging noises like that, just ignore it, okay? Because someone's chopping out wood right outside our house. So if you hear that, ignore it completely. Just completely ignore it. And I am going to give you guys like a little recap of what I have read in this video. So in this video, I have read about 6 books. Things I wanted to say but never did: Alphas Like Us, Bride, The Predator, Twisted Games, and Beautiful. devils. So I'm just gonna give you guys a little synopsis of each books that I've read. So basically, the first book, things I wanted to say but never did. I'm going to discuss their tropes: bully romance, enemies with benefits, enemies to lovers, rich boy trope, who did this to you. That is all the tropes that I could catch. There are other tropes too in this book, but I just did not, I don't remember them. So this is all that I could remember. But anyways, now things I meant to say is what the first book of the Lancaster Prep series. And if you do not like bully romances, and if you don't like vulgar languages and men objectifying women and not treating them as a human being but instead of a woman, then please ignore this book. Like, do not read it if you don't like that. Yes, at parts I too was very uncomfortable reading this book because I did not support this type of behavior, this type of languages, but I still pushed through and I finished it. And I gave this book like a 4 stars, I believe, because there are some parts that I did enjoy. So basically, it is a bully romance of, I forgot the boy, Whittaker Lancaster, and Summer. So basically, they met at a party at the age of 14 and some things went over. So something happened and then later they separated. Few years later, Summer goes to Lancaster Prep College. It is a college, I believe, and that's where they meet again. And then it sparks up this deal and stuff like that. So if you don't like that type of things, please do not read that. This book is mostly spice besides like plots. So if you do not like spice, do not read this book.
Next book I read was Alphas Like Us, part of the Like Us series. This is the 3rd book of the series, so I can't say much without spoiling it, but here are some tropes: bodyguard romance, one of us is famous, romance, act of services, who did this to you, and the taking care trope.
The next book is A Bride. I cannot give you guys much on The Bride because I basically DNF'd it at chapter 2. See, the thing is my hair. Anyways, so basically the thing is, it is like, I don't know if it's even a romance, but from what I'm getting, it is a marriage of convenience trope. There's vampires, there's werewolves, and vampires and werewolves came up with an alliance to marry to protect something, I believe, and I did not enjoy it because there was a lot of politic talk about their own world, like it's world building. I just wanted to get to the romance. There wasn't any in the first few chapters, obviously. So I DNF'd it because I felt like if I kept reading, it will keep me into a bigger slump. So I just DNF'd it. When I'm in the mood, I will pick this book up in the future. Next book is The Predator. It is the first book of the Dark Verse series. The tropes are mafia, dark romance, enemies, morally gray, main male character, taking care trope, and grumpy ex grumpy. There's no sunshine in here. So basically, what I can tell you is the main character Tristan and the girl's name Morana. Yes, they both are part of famous mafia families and their families are enemies, and they cross paths with each other because in the first chapter itself, Morana tries to kill Tristan but doesn't like succeed because something happens. And what I've gotten from this book is that Morana is really like talented in what do I say? Morana is really talented in codes, and apparently someone stole her codes that can basically like destroy Tristan. So they both like come up with a pact to get those code, but instead of getting the code, you know, angst, tension builds up and something happens, and it's more than that. And this book leaves you in a cliffhanger, so you immediately want to dive into the next book, but I wasn't that curious to know what happened for me to like jump into the next book to read. I will read this book very soon, don't worry, because I want to know what happens. Also, this book is in 3rd point of view, so if you do not enjoy 3rd point of view, I suggest you not to read it because this book kind of kept me in a little bit of a slump. Next book I read was Twisted Game. It is the part of the Filthy Wicked Psychos, and it is the first book. So this book trope is poly romance, 3 brothers, brooding male main characters, and taking care trope. It involves 3 brothers and 1 girl. Take what you can with that. I'm not going to tell you more than that. If you want to know more about it before reading it, just go to Goodreads and read its synopsis. And if it like piques that interest for you, go ahead and read it. If you don't want to be disturbed, don't read it. That's all I can say. Now I'm currently reading The Beautiful Devils. I'm 10% into the books. I'm not gonna tell you anything because the first book leaves in a huge cliffhanger, so I immediately wanted to read the next book. So yeah, this is all the book that I have read in today's video. So this is going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a like and also comment what other videos you guys want me to do and stuff like that. And this is it for today. I'm going to see you guys again in future videos. Bye bye.